What's up, everyone? It's Matt Mrozik, aka MVM397, with an update on the Utopia cast Kshatriya. So it's been a while since I've done a video, and people have been asking me to upload a video. So finally today, I've gotten a chance to do that. So I'm not really going to be showing you how to do anything. I'll show you what I'm doing and where I am on this process, on this kit. So I've got all the base colors sprayed, all the greens and whites and everything. That took, as you noticed from all my other videos, it took a lot of masking to do that. Actually, here's another tape ball right there. It's the size of a softball. So I think I'm done with masking, except for on the internal pieces of the binders. I'm going to go in and I'm going to mask off some of these panels and spray those some metallics. I got some vents here I'm going to mask off. And then I'm going to mask off a few areas here, and then everything else will be hand painted. Which brings me to what I'm kind of working on now. I'm in the process of doing some panel lining and hand painting at the same time. Now, I always say this, panel lining is my least favorite process of model building. I still don't like doing it. I still don't think I'm very good at it. I've been using my Indie ink pens, as I've shown in other tutorials, and I'll show you how I do that real quick, just as an update. And I also went ahead and bought the Tamiya accent panel line liquids. I thought I'd give these a shot just because I'm always looking for easier ways to do panel lines, because like I say, I hate them. It's like, if I could pay someone to do all my panel lining, I would. It's like my least favorite process. It's messy, I never get the look I want. But anyway, so I'm hand holding this. It's not on a tripod, so this is a shaky video, but to give you the gist of how I do it with my Indie ink, this is just real down and dirty how to, and I'm going to do this one-handed, so it's going to be kind of messy. It's just like with a Gundam marker. I use typically a bowl-tipped I think it's Faber-Castell Indie ink. The nice thing about these is they're water-based. They will not eat through your paint. They actually stay wet until you top coat them. I've put panel lines on and come back three days, a week later, and you can still wipe them off. So they're easy to correct if you mess up. They're water-based. They're not going to mess up your paint. But on the same hand, they are very delicate until you do top coat it. So they're easily wiped off. So it's the same thing as a Gundam marker. You just come in here. Again, this is one-handed, and you're gonna color in your panel like this, and don't worry about being messy. The one reason I got the Tamiya, I wanted to try the Tamiya panel lines on this kit is because some of the panel lines are so deep I can't get my pen down into the panel line. So I needed to use a wash or some sort. So we're just going to do that. So it's really, really messy. No problem. Come in with the Q-tip. And I'm not going to do it all the way because you'll get the gist. And you're just going to come in and wipe it off. And you don't need to let this dry at all. You can go right after you've done marking it, because like I said, these will stay wet indefinitely until you top coat it. Because the thing about Indie ink is that it's meant to be used on paper, and it's meant to soak into your medium, and since this is not soaking into anything, it just sits on top. And there you go. So that's actually pretty good for down and dirty. See if it'll focus. So there you go. So that's panel lining with the Indie ink pens. I did this piece right here with the Tamiya, and it actually turned out pretty good. I was happy with it. The one thing I don't like about doing an enamel wash, or even these Tamiyas, it doesn't get black enough for me. It seems like I have to do it 2 or 3 times to get it absolutely black, and I like an absolutely black panel line. I like the high contrast. A lot of people are telling me I should do a brown panel line or a dark green panel line, but I don't know. I think black is my favorite. It just works. It shows off the panels really, really nicely. So that's what I typically do. I started hand painting just a second ago, and I tell you what, I'm typically a lacquer and an enamel kind of guy when it comes to hand painting. But since I bought all these enamel colors, or not enamel, sorry, acrylic colors for my figure kits, I thought I'd give them a shot. And so these are acrylic paints from Garage Kits USA. This is really my first experience with acrylics, with the exception of a few times that I've used Tamiya acrylics when I've run out of white and I had to use white Tamiya for a base coat. But I tell you what, these things paint really nice. I don't consider myself a good hand painter, but this is their metallic silver, and that's 2 coats, and it is perfectly smooth. There's no color variation. I put it on, I let it dry for about 5 minutes, I do a second coat, and it's done. It seems to dry real slow, so it smooths out really nice. So I started the hand painting process, and as much as I was dreading this, I'm becoming kind of a fan of acrylics. At least for hand painting, they are working really well. So that's all I've done for hand painting. I still have to do the reverse wash on these pieces. I was about to do it the other day, and I noticed that on this piece I had a bubble on the edge there that I missed, so I've got some Bondo putty in there that needs to be dried and sanded off. I'll probably do that, towards the very end of the whole process. But let me show you all the pieces. I have them over here on skewers, so let me walk over here. This is all the green. Everything's been painted. So we've got these little arms. I'm not going to make these foldable. Like they're going to be glued in place. I'm going to make them so they can fold out because, quite honestly, Utopia Cast didn't give me a way to do that. So that looks really good. I posted some pictures on Facebook of all this, and this has all been clear coated in preparation for panel lines and decals. Here's the upper torso. Now this is the worst part of the entire kit as far as the fit goes. It's not fun, and it's still not perfect, but once it's all painted and everything, I think it'll be okay. So there's the torso. So my camera wants to focus on the background. So there you go. This will all get panel lines, some hand painting in there, picking out the details, and that's looking pretty good. So happy with that. And let's see what else. Here's the crotch area. This actually went pretty quick as far as masking and painting goes. So took a little time, but let's see if it'll focus. Focus. And you can see there I masked off some of the brighter green panels and sprayed those. This has been clear coated too. All those little details in there will be hand painted, the pipes, the nuts, the bolts, and everything. So that'll look really nice. The front skirts, I love the way these look right now. Some of that silver detail in there will get painted different colors, some reds and blues. And also on the back side, I'll hand paint some of these details. If you can see it, there you go. Even though you won't see what's on the kit, we'll do that. I'm loving my color combination. I really like it. I'm really happy with the greens I chose. A lot of people were questioning the bright green, but now that there's a white on there, you'll notice that that looks a little bit toned down. It's not quite as dramatic. So side skirt, I'll do some hand painting in there on the pipes and stuff. Silvers and bronzes and brasses and stuff. Looking good. I went ahead and glued the feet together. And I did a little bit of masking on the bottom, not a whole lot. Those lower recessed areas I masked and painted steel. It's hard to tell, but they are. I went ahead and glued those together, so now this is one piece. So that's looking really good. And what else can I show you real quick? Because I want this to be a fairly short video. The shoulder pieces is another area of the kit that does not fit very well. I got a little bit of a gap there that unfortunately could not be helped. So I think it'll be okay once the kit's together. You really won't notice it. But again, unfortunately Utopia Cast took a really good kit. They did a lot of cool things to it, but they also did a lot of negative things to it. I love all the extra details and everything, but they screwed up the fit and stuff when they did that. So now that this is clear coated, that triangle of green really kind of pops out a little more. You can tell the color difference. You can see all the metallics I masked off. Tons and tons of masking, guys. To do this kit justice, you got to mask like crazy. Here are the power cables that came with the kit. They're actually molded pretty well, so I'm just going to go ahead and use these. I'm not going to worry about doing metal parts because you're not going to see a whole lot of them anyway. And the leg armors. Again, these look really good. I'll pick out some details in that metallic area to hand paint. And my focus isn't focusing. There it goes. So that'll get hand painted a little bit. That's really about it. On the top part of the binder, I went in and masked off some details, like painted that little area of steel you can see. Whew. And I tell you what, guys, just be glad you're not in Texas right now, because it's 105 out and it is freaking hot in this garage. So you can see there I masked up those little areas and painted them steel. My camera's not focusing. I painted those like chrome. And then this has been gloss coated. You can see it's nice and shiny, ready for decals. And the clear I use, in case anyone asks, is the Mr. Color GX Super Clear. I did buy something. I'm very excited to try this out. Recommended from a bunch of people on YouTube is U-Pol. This is a urethane clear. It's an automotive clear. So this is similar, something I would have used when I used to paint cars, is a urethane clear. So it's a 4:1 ratio. This is a quart. And the hardener's still in the mail, hasn't gotten here yet. But so this is a quart. The hardener's 1/4 the size. So it's a 4:1 mixing ratio, as you can see there. And it's a urethane clear, so it cures by a chemical reaction and not by air like the lacquers do. So this should dry rock hard. And I bought this particular for a few kits that just came in the mail that I'll do unboxings later. But this quart with the hardener from Amazon was 32 bucks. To get the same amount in Mr. Clear would be like $400. Because each bottle of Mr. Clear GX is $5 and there's about 1,000 milliliters in a quart. So do the math. It'd take 100 jars of the Mr. Clear. Actually, probably about 400 jars of the Mr. Clear to get the same amount. So $30 or $400. I'm gonna give it a shot. It should work out really nice. So that's where I'm, the Kshatriya, looking pretty good. A lot of hand painting this weekend, and hopefully I'll get the panel lines done in the next few days, and then we'll move on to decals. Stay tuned for a few more videos I'm going to upload tonight. I've got a couple unboxings, and I've got a nice announcement that I'm very excited about. But as always, thanks for watching. This is Matt Morozic, aka MVM3897, signing off. Until next time, bye.